Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Reset Election Series, Road to 2028. Here is President Ojeda's approval rating. He has a 40% approval rating across the country currently, which is pretty good considering he only won 33% of the popular vote last time around. A very narrow election, a very narrow popular vote win considering Kathy Hochul won 32% of the vote, and that is one of the opponents he could be facing in 2028. Along with Kirsten Gillibrand and Tony Blinken and Jamie McCourt. Paul Nakasone has announced that he will be resigning from his post as Director of National Intelligence, and President Ojeda has named former Maine Congressman Jared Golden. Jared Golden lost his seat in 2022, and he is now going to be the next Intelligence Director. President Ojeda's approval rating, it has dropped again. He now has a 38% approval rating, only dropping 2 points. However, I believe he is still in good shape to win this election. As long as he stays at 33%, he should be pretty good. If he gets to 32%, he could be in a lot of trouble. But if he stays above that, he'll be fine, in my opinion. President Ojeda has signed the Postal Service Reform Act of 2028. Of course, this deals with the mail-in voting issue as well as how mail is received. Of course, it's pretty much an overhaul reform to the mailing system, the postal service system. Of course, it actually gives a pay raise to mailmen and mailwomen in this country. However, it also fixes how ballots are initiated. Of course, he's taken a kind of a mix between the two roles. He's enacted universal mail-in voting. However, it's by request, and the mail-in ballots have to be counted before Election Day ballots. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. After signing the Postal Service Reform Act, his approval rating has bumped up quite a bit, back up to 40%. It seems like that was something he needed to get his approval rating. It's just a small bump. However, it seems like this will only be temporary. President Ojeda has increased armed force presence in Afghanistan with the war against the Taliban which began under President Biden in late 2022 after the midterms, of course. This has been a war that we've continued to fight ever since, and President Ojeda campaigned on ending the fighting. However, he has announced that he will be increasing armed presence in Afghanistan temporarily. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. After increasing armed forces, his approval has taken a huge bump down. He is at a 33% approval rating, which means he could be in trouble for the upcoming election. President Ojeda signs an order abolishing the penny. The penny has now been abolished by President Ojeda. This is something that many of his colleagues in the Democrat Party have been asking for. It seems like a small thing, if you ask me, abolishing the penny, but President Ojeda says it costs a lot more money to make a penny than it does the penny costs, so he decided to abolish it and save the country money. Jeffrey Rosen, forced to resign from his position as the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. President Ojeda told him to resign as soon as possible because he was tired of working with them, essentially. There was a lot of disagreements between the two, Rosen and Ojeda, and Rosen has now resigned from his post. And President Ojeda has named the climate chairwoman Mary Neumayer to become the next EPA administrator. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. Currently, he has a 38% approval rating. His approval has taken a slight bump after the Afghanistan situation. He now has a negative 27% disapproval across the country. Mary Neumayer has been confirmed to become the EPA administrator by the Senate. This was something to be expected, of course, as she had bipartisan support from both political parties. So this is good news for President Ojeda. It is now June. We now have President Ojeda's approval rating has taken a slight turn downward. He has a 36% approval rating across the country. And of course, his net approval is 31% disapprove. However, we can also make the news that President Ojeda has signed a huge bill of legislation. He has signed D.C. statehood so close to the election. This is the second territory or district he has given statehood to. First it was Puerto Rico a couple years ago. Now it is Washington, D.C. President Ojeda keeping his word on adding stars to the flag, and he has done so with a purple state, Puerto Rico, and a blue state in Washington, D.C. This was party line vote, with every Republican voting against it and every Democrat voting for it. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. Due to the D.C. statehood bill, his approval rating has skyrocketed. He is now at a 41% approval rating across the country and a 16% net disapproval all across the board. As you can see here, Republicans, for someone who used to be a Democrat, he has actually pretty strong support amongst Republicans right now. Republicans used to be his strong suit formerly, and Democrats used to be his weak suit, but now it seems like, he's doing pretty well across every single board across the aisle, it seems like. President Ojeda's approval rating is going to drop now that the D.C. statehood bill has been passed and it's starting to calm down now. President Ojeda has a 39% approval rating currently and a net disapproval of 20%. It's September. We have an update for President Ojeda. His approval has dropped again. This time has a 37% approval rating and a net disapproval of 24%. Andrea Thompson has announced that she will be resigning from her post as Secretary of Veterans Affairs. This is more so to do with her own personal life. She's struggling with family issues currently. We wish her the best of luck. President Ojeda was very kind about this, which was unusual. Which also says that Ojeda and Thompson had shared a good relationship, but she has decided to resign because of this. And President Ojeda has named Michigan State Congressman Sri Thandar to replace her as VA Secretary. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. Currently is a 35% approval across the country and a negative 28% net disapproval as well. Sri Thandar has been confirmed to become the VA Secretary. This is a solely party line vote between Senate Democrats and Senate Republicans, with every Republican voting against Thandar. Now Secretary Thandar. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. As you can see here, with we being so close to the election, President Ojeda has a 33% approval rating. This is going to be a close election if I've ever seen one, with his approval rating being, exactly where it was when he first won the election, with a net disapproval of 32%. Cecilia Rouse has announced that she will be resigning from her post as economic chair, and President Ojeda has named South Carolina State Congressman Todd Rutherford to become the next economic chair. Here's President Ojeda's approval rating. He has taken a huge bump upwards due to a situation that I'm not going to announce as of right now. He has a 53% approval rating across the country with a net positive approval rating of 8%. And Todd Rutherford, we can also confirm that he has become the economic chair via the Senate, with actually quite a few Republicans. 6 different Republicans voted to confirm him, meaning we had 57 total senators, 62 senators. I forgot about the Puerto Rico and D.C. senators. They also voted for Rutherford, so that is good news for him. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Chaotic One saying peace, and the next video will be the 2028 election. Stay tuned.